आकाशात् पतितं तोयं यथा गच्छति सागरं सर्वदेव नमस्कारः केशवं प्रति गच्छति सर्वदेव नमस्कारः केशवं प्रति गच्छति. As the water falls down in the rain from anywhere in the sky, finally reaches the ocean. Likewise, the worship of any divine aspect ultimately reaches the supreme being, that is Narayana, Keshava, Srihari or Parameshwara. Namaskar all of you. Today's subject of guided meditation being contemplation or worship part. We will know briefly about the mysteries of mind and intellect. However, the topic of this series is Om I Am That. Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoho. The meaning of this verse goes like this: as the mind, so the man. Here, women also taken into consideration. This verse can also be understood like this: bondage or liberation is in our own mind itself. Have we often questioned as to how our mind works? Once we know how our mind works or working, we are able to focus on it. We cannot concentrate or focus something which we cannot understand it. Friends, the mind consumes information. Then it interprets those information as to good or bad, positive or negative, safe or unsafe, challenging or not challenging. At the stage of consumption of information, it is just gross level, otherwise called flow of thoughts, which includes varieties of information. The mind at first works on this gross level or on the flow of thoughts without exercising discretionary powers or interpretation of the flow of thoughts. When the mind on a bit elevated level chooses to interpretation of the flow of thoughts, expresses the intentions and chooses the most favorable amongst the best of thoughts, that choosing faculty become intellectual aspect. It becomes intellect. When the mind suddenly acts on the flow of thoughts without taking the cognizance of intellect, the results might be disastrous. In case the intellect is duly considered consequent to flow of thoughts, it increases the power of the mind, leading to potentially clarify and control the flow of thoughts. It's very interesting to deal with various aspects of our mind. This is the mystery of our mind. Therefore, the verse Manayeva Manushyanam Karanam Bandha Mokshayoho operates very perfectly. We will switch over to conditioning aspect of ourselves. Friends, we are generally considered to think that we are just physical bodies or entities. Of course, it would to some extent suffice to think that way for our existence, maintenance, and to meet its end. But we normally attempt to apply ourselves to think beyond our this conditioned aspect of body and come out of the hypnotized tendency that we are just bodies and its enclosures. Now we are slowly inching to the core of today's topic of guided meditation. First, we shall seek answer to the question as to whether we are just physical entity or we are more than this. First, we will just ascertain the answer for this question. The answer probably like this: each one of us is the spark of divine. Okay, just by meditating, we understand this reality. Do we understand this reality just by meditating? Just by meditating and sitting in a place with closed eyes, do we understand? Do we come to a conclusion that we are Brahman, Atman, etc.? Answer is probably no. Then, how do we come to this awareness that we are more than the physical body? This awareness of each one of us, which is spark of divine, cannot be easily attainable because of one crucial aspect we all carry with us. What is that we carry? We carry baggages, luggages, burdens, gunny bags, so on and so forth. With us always we will be carrying it. And these make us to feel often uneasy, heavy, burdened, distracted, and often disturbed. So, before resorting or putting ourselves to this litmus test, we must admit one thing for sure, that is our gunny bags. We should admit about our gunny bags and baggages or the packages we have been carrying. Unless and until we try to throw it either at faces or at one shot if we can. Finally, we succeed in this and start contemplating on the reality that we are both bodies and embodiment of spiritual spark of divinity. Of course, this is a process, and this process is called sadhana in Vedanta terminology or spiritual practice. How to go about this at the outset by a practitioner or an aspirant is a primary question which need to be addressed with. We are all aware that the syllable AUM, Aum or Om, is often in vogue in our sadhana Sanatana Dharma. This syllable Om is prefixed to the divine names. For example, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Gayatrei Namaha, Om Savitrei Namaha, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, etc. AUM, Aum or Om, is a sacred sound that signifies supreme reality. Since the divinity in the name and the form represents the one and the only supreme reality, the sound Aum or Om always prefixes the divine names. Now, we shall understand the impetus on our individual levels of knowing. Om or Aum is a powerful syllable or a sound which consists of A or A, U or U, M or M. It is not a three letters sounds syllable, but it is a four-fold powerful combination of sounds comprising of A, U, and silence, which also represents the present, past, future, and the time beyond all these three states. The Vedanta also says it is creation, preservation, absorption, and beyond these three states of universal creation. Coming to the consciousness, we have four states of consciousness, that is, waking state, dreaming state of consciousness, deep sleep of consciousness, and transcendental state, that is Turiya, which is the fourth state of consciousness. When we are in the waking state with the worldly activities, our waking state appears so real for us. We see, we touch, we feel, and experience in this waking state. Similarly, when we are dream state, the dreamer, the person who dreams, the dream which is seen so real, and the world is not there when you are dreaming. You are away from the world. However, the dream, whatever the dreamer dreams, it becomes so real during this state. The experience of dream is so real, and we derive the results or feelings out of it. Then the question arises now: who has enjoyed the benefit of waking and dreaming state? It is the one who enjoys at waking state and at the dreaming state. Who is that person enjoyed? Ironically, when we are in deep sleep state, we don't know who we are, and also it's a fact that we lose our identification. We are neither owner nor servant. Owner or servant are same. There is no difference. The deep sleep is peaceful without the element of world and its manipulations, and also no dream, no experience. In other words, the deep sleep state is devoid of who you are. In deep sleep, when the deep sleeping person is not aware who he is, how does he know that he had a sound and a wonderful sleep the last night or the last day? There must be some witness to have experienced the state of sound and wonderful sleep. Definitely, you are not there because you did not know who you were. Vedanta comes to our rescue here to make us understand that there is a witness in all the states of consciousness, in A, the waking state, in U, the dream state, in the deep sleep state, and the eternal silence thereafter, the state that is Turiya after this deep sleep state. In reality, the individual Jiva, the being, is the witness at that stage. The sound of does not end there with the utterance of the bell ringing sound of represented as the third state of awareness or consciousness does not end there. I repeat, it goes on and on till the silence is happened or achieved in a fourth state, which is transcendental state, that is Turiya state of consciousness. This is the transcendental state, the state of liberation, and also the state of bliss. Friends, please remember that the state of Turiya takes place in between the two consecutive utterances of A and A, U and M. I will once again repeat. Please remember that the state of Turiya takes place in between two consecutive utterances of A, U, M. Totally, we can call it as Aum. Friends, now we will separately concentrate on these three sounds A, U and M. Ensure a calm place. Sit on a comfortable position. For maximum comfort, sit in crossed-legged posture on the ground with a mat beneath you, with erected back, your head, neck, back in straight line. I will repeat. Ensure a calm place. Sit on a comfortable position for maximum comfort. Sit in crossed leg posture on the ground with a mat beneath you, with erected back, your head, neck, back in straight line. First, relax your body from head to toe for letting the channels of your body to get free flow of energy. Friends, listen to my further guidelines in this regard. Turn your left palm, keep it close to your navel. Place the back of your right hand onto your left palm. This is called a Buddha Mudra posture, or if you are comfortable with a Dhyana Mudra posture, you can do so. That will also can be done. Please close your eyes and get into a relaxed mode. Make sure both your body and mind at ease. Be in present. Forget about the botherations of tomorrow and yesterday. Live in present, be in present. Place yourself in cool mood. Friends, breathe normally. In the process of paying attention to each breath, that is inhalation and exhalation, do it for some time, say for a minute, and relax yourself. Breathe normally. In the process, pay attention to each breath, inhalation and exhalation. Do it for some time, for a minute or so, then you can relax. In other words, we need to pay attention to each breaths, both inhalation and exhalation, so that we will relax more and more. Now, let us first breathe out through nostrils and mouth simultaneously. This we will do for 3 times. We will start now. Breath out through nostrils and mouth. Now, inhale slowly and deeply. and breathe out through nostrils and mouth slowly and gently. Hope you have followed this. Once again, I will repeat the instruction. We need to breathe out through nostrils and mouth and inhale slowly and deeply and breathe out gently and simultaneously through nostrils and mouth. This we will do 2 more times. First, we will breathe out through mouth and nostrils. Inhale and breathe out gently through nostrils and mouth. Inhale, exhale through mouth and nostrils. Inhale slowly and deeply. Exhale through mouth and nostrils. We are doing this Kriya because it will help us to understand how we chant 3-syllable powerful sounds A, U and Now we will chant 3 powerful syllable A, U, accordingly as we have practiced the breathing system. What we did, we just exhaled first through our nostrils and mouth, and we inhaled and then exhaled in the same fashion. First we will chant A sound. For that we need to first take a deep, slow inhalation through nostrils, and as we breathe out through nostrils and mouth, we need to chant slowly and gently And while doing so, we should examine and feel ourselves that the abdomen is vibrating as we chant A. This vibration takes from the region of Muladhara to the region of Kundalini Chakra, that is navel area. Friends, hope you are ready. We will do it. First, what we have to do? We have to take a deep and slow inhalation, and as we breathe out through nostrils and mouth slowly and gently, we need to chant A and feel our abdomen is vibrating from Muladhara region to Manipura Chakra, that is Kundalini Chakra, that is navel area of our body. We'll do it now. Take a deep and slow inhalation. Breathe out through nostrils and mouth and chant A. Two more times. Relax. Take a deep and slow inhalation through your nostrils. Exhale through your nostril and mouth and chant A. Breathe normally, relax yourself. Okay, now we will do this for third time. Hope you are ready. You have relaxed sufficiently. Now take a deep and slow inhalation through your nostrils. Exhale through nostril and mouth and chant Breathe normally, relax yourself. Relax yourself. Now we will move on to the second letter. We will utter the second sound, that is U. Same procedure we have to follow here also. We have to take a deep and slow inhalation, and as we breathe out through our nostrils and mouth, slowly and gently, we need to utter woo sound and feel our neck, throat and chest area are vibrating. That is, that vibration takes place from navel region, that is Manipura chakra, or the Manipura chakra region, navel region, to Vishuddha area, that is throat area or neck region. We will do it now. First, take a deep and slow inhalation. As you breathe out, chant U. Relax. As we breathe out, chanting U, we will just send the air which has been inhaled completely out, and also we feel, if we observe it so closely and intently, that the navel region, from navel region to the chest area, we feel vibration. Till the area of Vishuddhi from navel region, we feel that all the area, all the passages are vibrating. We will do it for 2 more times. Relax now. Take a deep and slow inhalation. Exhale through your mouth and nostrils, chanting U sound. With chanting this U sound, we exhale completely and we feel our neck, throat and chest area vibrating. That vibration has to take place from navel region to Vishuddhi area, that is throat area or neck region. Once again we will do. Relax now. Prepare for the third round. Take a deep and slow inhalation. Exhale through your mouth and nostrils and chant U. While uttering this U sound, you are exhaling completely through your nostril and mouth. As a result of this, vibration takes place from navel region to your till the neck area, that is Vishuddhi area. Shall we do one more time? Okay, relax now. Now take a deep and slow inhalation. As you exhale through nostrils and mouth, chant Oo. Relax now. Resume to normal breathing. Breathe normally. Friends, now we will move on to the third sound of Here, same, we need to take deep and slow inhalation, and as we breathe out through our nostrils and mouth, we are required to chant sound as if you are generating this sound from the area in between your two eyebrows or Agna region or Triputi, and merge the bell ringing sound at the top of the head, that is Brahmarandra. You should try to visualize this at the outside. Now we will start doing it. Take a deep and slow inhalation and breathe out through your nostril and mouth. Start now. 3, 2, 1. As you breathe out, you are chanting sound. That bell ringing sound, it has to merge at the top of the head, which starts from the area in between your two eyebrows and finally merges on the top of the head, that is Brahmarandra. It activates your forehead region and it activates your prefrontal cortex. This prefrontal cortex, which I will be dealing in the next episode, coming episodes. The front portion of your forehead, the Agna region, and top of the head, that is Brahmarandra, will be activated by chanting this third powerful sound. We will do it. We'll continue to do it for 2 more times. Relax yourself before resuming to the second round of our practice. Ready? Okay. Take a deep and slow inhalation. Breathe out through your nostril and mouth, chanting sound. Resume to normal breathing. Relax yourself. With this chanting of sound, as I have already told you, this will activate our prefrontal cortex, Agna chakra, and the top portion of Brahmarandra, which will enable us to have visualization at Sahasrara, which is the top chakra in our system. Relax yourself. We will do it for the third howl. Ready? Okay. Take a deep and slow inhalation through your nostrils. Exhale through your mouth and nostrils, chanting Relax. Feel the vibrations in the forehead zone and prefrontal cortex as you exhale. You practice this at least twice a day. The center portion of the head and its top will get positive energy and vibrations with the chanting of this powerful sound. Relax now for a minute. Keep the same vibrations. Before we chant the collective Om syllable together, we will now practice Guru Mantra recitation. Om Mantram we will chant together after practicing Guru Mantra recitation, which is very important before we resort to our contemplation meditation on our chosen idol or God. Friends, continue to sit in the same posture. Let the eyes be closed. Listen carefully. The ultimate Guru is the Supreme Being. So, we shall first address to that Supreme Being. We call that Supreme Being as the Sadguru Dattatreya, a combined entity of the Mother Nature, Anasuya, Brahma, Creator, Vishnu, the Maintainer, and Maheshwara, the absorption deity, a Trinity form. And we can take up addressing after this our chosen idols, our Guru, for recitation as per the traditional Guru Parampara. Now, we will address the Supreme Being, Sadguru Dattatreya, a combined entity of Mother, Creation, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara, a Trinity form. We will first visualize the lotus flower at the center of your heart and put the padukas, that is sandals of Sri Guru Dattatreya, on the lotus flower. Bend your head mentally with closed eyes in such a way that your forehead is touching the padukas or sandals, and we will chant this mantra as we bend our head mentally to touch the padukas. Start visualizing what I have guided you. Take half a minute time. I will just once again repeat it. Visualize the lotus flower at the center of your heart and put the padukas of Sri Guru Dattatreya on it. Bend your head mentally with closed eyes in such a way that your forehead should touch the padukas or sandals, and we will chant the mantra now. Hope you are visualizing that. Shall we start chanting the mantra now? We will chant it for 3 times. First I will chant, then you repeat after me. Om Hrim Shri Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Chant along with me. Om Hrim Shri Shri Namaha. Follow me. Better we will chant together. Now start. 3, 2, 1. Om Hrim Shrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. 3 more time. Om Hrim Shrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Relax, friends. Just be in the same mood. Contemplate on the mantra, Bijakshari mantra I have told you. Om Hrim Shri Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Hrim Shri Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Hrim Shri Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Breathe normally. Relax yourself. Keep your eyes closed. Don't open it. And maintain the same posture. Now, we together chant Om, that is, which consists of 3 powerful sounds A, U, and we shall be aware of all the states of consciousness, that is, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and the state transcending these 3 states, that is, the Turiya state, a state of bliss or a state of liberation. Are you ready now? Shall we chant Om? First I will chant once. Afterwards we will chant together. We will chant for 11 times. First I will chant. Join with me. Friends, before start uttering this powerful syllable, we need to follow one thing. We should spend 60% of our breath together in chanting Ah and Ooh, and remaining 40% of breath in chanting We need to merge in silence as we chant the third letter At the end, there is no breath, there is no barriage of time. We are reaching the fourth state of consciousness, which is Turiya. Before next round of chanting of another Om takes place, we are going to stay in that space. We need to examine that. To understand and to experience, I will be chanting it. Kindly observe it and practice yourself after learning this. Hope you have followed. Now we are coming to the concluding portion of today's guided meditation. Rub your both hands together and press it against your two lids, face, and slowly open your eyes. You also press your hands to your chest, shoulders, and lap. Friends, in the next guided meditation episode, we shall directly take up the contemplative meditation on God or our Ishtadevata or any mode or any form. Till then, let me do namaskars to you. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Harihi Om. Harihi Om. Harihi Om.